I'm Gerald Owens. Many people in our area will be checking their roof for damage after all the hail that came through the area, especially east of the Triangle. Look at this. This video was taken from the back door of a home in Nash County. A little farther to the east in Pitt County, take a look at the hail that came down in Ayden. Now, it's not so much about the size of this hail, it's how fast it was falling. Areas north of Raleigh were not spared either. Parts of Warren County experienced high winds that brought down trees. That's where we find WRAL's Eric Miller in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Eric, I can see a tree behind you that hit the ground.
And Gerald, this is just a tiny sample of what folks here in Macon are dealing with. I'm standing on Maple Street right now. We are literally surrounded by the impacts of this storm here this evening. You can see part of Maple Street here blocked by this enormous tree. As we zoom in there in the background, it's hard to see because there are so many utility crews in between here and there. But there's yet another tree, probably 3 or 4 times the size of this one, that is completely blocking the road there. Yeah, you can just see those branches there in the darkness. But it's completely blocking the road after having taken down multiple power lines. Neighbors we've talked to in this area tell us this is one of the worst storms they've seen, not just in years, but in decades here. They talk about torrential rain, high winds, some even wondering if it was a tornado that might have done this damage. As we pan back around here, you can tell not just down trees, not just down power lines, but something I can tell you I don't think I've ever seen before. Bump up the brightness here and zoom in on the other side. That's an auto shop there on the other side of Highway 158. And you can see a bit of tarp that's just been taped over the windows there of that store. But that tarp there, because this wind was actually strong enough to blow out the plate glass in that storefront. Talking to the owner there and the guys he's got out trying to help him clean up this evening, he says that wind was strong enough to pile up hail at his door when they got out here earlier. He said that pile was actually almost a foot high this evening. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to have done a lot of damage inside the store, but again, it was purely the force of that wind that shattered the glass. There were no branches inside, no debris inside, just the wind itself causing this damage. Now, what we did see, severe storms, destructive storms here today. Thankfully, those have died down this evening.